From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Now, Charles, you and I, we've done a lot of games together. Always seems like we're rehashing the same storylines. Turnovers, of course, always a big story. Quarterback play, running backs, yada, yada, yada. But getting ready for this one word kept coming to mind, and that's preparation.
Well, it's critical to be prepared. Physically, mentally. When you think about getting ready for an NFL game, you have to wonder, what will they throw at us that maybe we haven't seen before? 2-minute drill, maybe different things like that. Got to be prepared. You're exactly right.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go. Go.
Now it's the former Texas Longhorn, Jamal Charles with a carry. They find some open field here. Jamal Charles, nobody in front. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Jamal Charles, 70 yards. And the Chiefs get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, they said they wanted to have some explosive runs. How about that one to start the game?
And I would say on the defensive sideline, there's a lot to answer for because you spend all week saying, stop the run. I don't care who you're playing. You don't want to get run over. You don't want to get run past. And they got bold, over-committing in the secondary, and he just went stepping past them and is still running, essentially.
One play, and he hits pay dirt. And he won't quite make it to the 25. A first carry now for Marshawn Lynch. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Manning now to throw. He's got his man, Gates. And some space here. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Now Lynch, left side. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
First down, the run with Lynch. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Manning. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Dontari Poe marches in for the sack. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Manning. The 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Antonio Gates. 41 yards. And the Texans are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play. Jamal Charles, nobody in front. He's on his way. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Jamal Charles with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They start the drive with Lynch. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. To throw, it's Manning. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing now is Manning. That is caught, and he is going to have a Texans first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Shotgun now for Manning. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Lynch up the middle. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Manning to throw for it on 4th. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Manning going to throw. And that's complete to Gates. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll run with Lynch. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. They try again with Lynch. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Alec Ingold. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the 1st half. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here. They'll start the drive with Jamal Charles. Room here to run. And how about that for just running out the clock? The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the 1st half. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this 1st half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They will look to throw. Montana. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. To throw is Montana. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. A good pickup yards.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year, and it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. And they'll give to Lynch out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Manning. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Now Manning. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. That'll be caught by Hester. Shreds the tackle, and he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down. Now Manning again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You can't be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Andre Johnson from 10 yards out. And the Texans have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 21-14. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half? All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Now a give running left with Lynch. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. They'll give to Peterson out of the gun. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, it's Manning. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Now a handoff left, Jamal Charles. And they can't bring him down. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
209 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense.
They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all Lebanon defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
They'll come to the line. This is 3rd and 3.
Short yardage situation. Here's Charles. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Man, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Here's Montana to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Second down, goal to go.
70 Timberwolves. Here we go. Here we go. Reload.
They'll let Charles try and get him in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I thought they were onto something with their play call and kind of went in reverse a little bit. Threw it on first down, then ran it on second down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here on this important third down try?
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
The ball placed just outside of the end zone as they come up again on another 3rd and goal. They're going to run with Charles. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Extra point attempt to follow here. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and wind down some clock with Lynch. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Here's 3rd and 10.
To throw is Manning.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
He'll look to throw.
Nice solid game there, partner, but the clock is starting to become his enemy.
Absolutely. Every second right now, more and more precious as it ticks. He's back to throw.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
An inside run with Lynch. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to swell the lead to 6. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.